welcome back to my channel. I'm Zay and today I'm going to be sharing my June TBR. I cannot believe, and I've been saying this every single month, that it is June. I mean, seriously, where has the year gone? It is just flying by, and I have, per usual, a jam-packed TBR full of like new releases and some books that I want to read in June, and it's just gonna be a good month of reading and some anticipated releases. So I'm very excited, can't wait to get into it. Let's talk about it. I know I just did a TBR video. I did a Kindle Unlimited TBR. If you want to see what books I have downloaded in my KU library right now, you can check that video out. I tried to include some books that are not downloaded on my KU right now. Start with some new releases. There are quite a few per usual. The first one is Crossroads by Devney Perry. This book comes out June 4th. So I have not enjoyed the Devney Perry books that I have read. And her last couple of books, I did read Coach, and that one was fine. But I have not liked any. It's been a while since I've liked a book by Devney Perry. Probably Juniper Hill was the last book. Calamity Montana series. And I was like, am I done with Devney? But I do want to check out this series. It's a new series, small town series by her, and it has some good reviews. But this says it's a sweeping small town romance about love, loss, and a Montana legacy. So it sounds like our heroine and our hero like used to have a thing or something. I don't know. Something happened and she comes back to kind of take over his family's ranch or family's business or something, and they reconnect. I don't know. That's just what I gathered from reading just a little bit about it. It was interesting, and I feel like after this book I will make my decision on if I'm going to continue reading her or not. Moving on to Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. This, I cannot wait. Butcher and Blackbird ended up being one of my most favorite books that I read last year. Just such a surprise, and I loved it so much. I never read anything like Butcher and Blackbird. If you haven't read Butcher and Blackbird, you should read it. Give it a try. I don't think it's like a book that everyone loves, but it was absolutely for me. And this is the second book in the series, and we're following the hero's brother from the first book. It's as good as the first book. She has a lot to live up to. So we have Forgotten Desires by Corinne Michaels. This book comes out on June 5th. This is the last book in her most recent series, and I have enjoyed the series overall. I think it's been a more lighthearted series for Corinne Michaels. She's been known to write some really emotional books, and I have enjoyed just about every book in this series. It's been a good, promising series, so I'm excited to read this one. I'm sad it's the last book, but this is, oh gosh, I don't even have it written down. I don't know what it is, but I'm excited to read it. Next we have Forbidden King by Laura Pavlov. This book comes out June 6th, and this is a part of her most recent series as well. And this is a small town brother's best friend, forbidden, it's always been you romance. So I really loved Loving Romeo, and the second book was not my favorite. It was okay, but I am very excited for this one. I just feel like this is going to be really good. I think she kind of does this trope fairly well, and there's like some angst or whatever with like the brother's best friend situation, and I like that, you know. So I think this one's going to be good, and this cover is beautiful. So we have Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. This book comes out June 11th. I actually have this, an ALC of this from Premium Random House Audio. I cannot wait to read this one. I know Callie Dalton narrates it. I can't remember who the male narrator is right now. But this is a forbidden secret affair that proves all is fair in love and science. It just sounds like a quintessential Ali Hazelwood book. That's what I'm here for. The Girl Summer by Danielle Allen. This comes out June 11th. I'm really excited. This is Danielle Allen's first traditionally published romance. She mainly writes indie, and I'm so excited. She always brings the heat with her romances, and I love that this has a curvy heroine. I just cannot wait to read it. I will be reading this immediately when it becomes available, and it'll be available on audio, so by one of my favorite narrators, Miss Lisa Vaughn. So very excited for this. So happy for Danielle Allen, and I cannot read this. It sounds like just like the perfect summer read. Then we have The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. This comes out June 11th. This book has had some mixed reviews, but I haven't read a book by Catherine Center in quite a while, And it obviously, like, rom-comers is in the title, so it's like a rom-com. I'm excited to see what I think about it. We'll see. Anticipated books of the year, and that is A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston, and this book comes out June 25th. I'm hoping I'll get an ALC from Pink Random House Audio. I cannot listen. The 7-Year Slip is one of my favorite books of all time. Like, one of my all-time favorite romances that came out last year. And I just know that this book is going to be great. I just know it. I don't know what she puts in her books. She puts magic. Like, I don't even know. But they are so good. And I am obsessed with them. And I just cannot get enough of her writing and her storytelling and, like, the emotions that she brings out of me. I am just excited for this one. I cannot wait. I don't know what it's about. I do not care. I'm reading anything that this woman writes. I'm flipping reading it. So let's hope this one is another favorite by her. Last but not least is Love Utile. But this is by S.J. Tilly, and it comes out June 27th. I have not read anything by S.J. Tilly. I know, like, her Mafia series everyone loves. Well, it's a mixed bag, actually, because I think it's like a unique kind of Mafia series, but I thought this would be a great place to start. It's her newest work. It's her most recent work, and then it's a start of, like, I think a new series, but this is about a retired athlete, lost, love, and a whole new chance at happiness. So I'm excited and to read something by a new to me author that I've heard really good things about. Now let's get into some other books that I want to get to. So we have Alive and Wells by Bailey Hanna. This is a small town like cowboy romance. It's coming on audio. I've heard really good things about this series to finally start it, and this comes out on May 28th on audio. Silver Lining by Chaslin. I talked about this in my KU library video, but this is about a woman who goes on a cruise vacation with her best friend, and she sees her former professor who she used to have a crush on, and they reconnect. And I'm excited. It sounds juicy, it sounds fun, and it sounds like the perfect poolside read. All My Love by Morgan Elizabeth. This is a second chance romance. It believe like it's rock star romance. It sounds like it's her most emotional romance yet, and I have yet to read something by Morgan Elizabeth, and this is a priority for me to get to. I meant to get to it in May, but I don't think that's going to happen at this point. We still have a few days left in May when I'm filming this. We'll see, but if I don't get to it at the end of the month, definitely in June. The Lightkeeper by Dr. Rebecca Sharp. I have never read anything by this author, but I have heard good things about her writing, and I want to read something by her. This is a part of her Small Town series. From my understanding, this is about a hero who is, like, isolated. He really doesn't want anything to do with people. Sounds like he has some trauma and some things that he's gone through in his life. And does he get, like, a neighbor or something? And she just kind of turns his world upside down. That's kind of what I'm thinking, like the ultimate grump, you know, just, like, wants to be left alone hero. And it sounds very interesting, so I'm intrigued by this one. And I love a small town series, as we all know. I have An Island Princess, Stars of Scandal by Adriana Herrera. So I'm definitely in a historical mood after Bridgerton. So this is a historical romance. It's a sapphic romance. And I have yet to read a sapphic historical romance. That sounds amazing. So I really want to get to this one. I love all the pink. Love it. Here We Go Again by Alison Cochrane. This is another sapphic romance. This is a road trip romance. I believe it's about two people who used to be, like, childhood enemies, but then they made up and they were, like, friends. Maybe they were, like, best friends, and then they became enemies, and they haven't talked in a long time, and they end up going on a road trip. That's all I know. It sounds like it's very emotional. Touches heavily on, like, loss and grief. And Cochrane, her holiday romance, and I loved it. It was so good. So I'm excited to read this one. And I hope I love Madly Deeply by Alexandra Bellifer. So I've only read one book by Alexandra Bellifer, and I loved it. It was Hang the Moon by her. And I love that book. The book is so good. It was so cute. It was like, I just read, like, the perfect rom-com. But I'm excited to read this one. This is her newest release. It's a novelist and a divorce lawyer who has sworn off relationships, agreed to co-host a podcast series, offering dating advice to viewers. It's all I know. It's like a queer rom-com, and that's what I need. So I'm excited to read it, and I am very excited for my June TBR. It's very busy per usual, but I have some good books that I'm really excited to read. So thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you want to read in June, any new releases you're looking forward to. Let me know. Have you read any of these? Let me know. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.